We'll talk about that.
It's quite poor. Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Ian. This channel's all about music and art, and I thought I've been buying stuff, and I thought it would be really quite a good idea to introduce you to the latest kid on the block, and that is this little beast, which is the Yamaha FGDP-50. There is also a 30, and so this is a finger drumming box. Now, I am no finger drummer, so what I thought would be a really good idea was to give you a little bit of an overview of this. I've had it for about 2 days, and then we'll do a little bit of what I've learnt so far in 2 days. And what I'll do is I'll do a series of these videos on this box. First things first, we've got something like 50 kits and 500 sounds, and you can modify all of these boxes. They have aftertouch, and they are touch sensitive. It's got a built-in speaker which is 7 watts, which is really quite good. It's also got some built-in, I think they call them sessions, but we'll use one of those to do some of my very rudimentary finger drumming. Like I say, I've been at this for 2 days. I had about an hour on the first day and about half an hour yesterday. So I am by no means an expert in finger drumming, but I thought it'd be really good to take you along on my journey. So anyway, let's plug it in and we'll have a play with it. So if we have a look at what the pads are doing, so we've got a bass drum, we've got a snare, we've got a snare with an open rim, and then we've got duplicates of low toms, mid toms and high toms. We've got a splash and a snare with a closed rim shot, and then we've got a ride and a ride cup, just hitting the cup, and then we've got a crash, hi-hat closed and a duplicate hi-hat closed, hi-hat open, and we've got another crash. So it's a slightly different tone of crash. And other kits, I mean, this is the Birch kit. There are quite a few acoustic kits, and as we go on we'll probably look at some of the other kits. It starts, when you first boot it up, we get a maple kit, which is quite nice. It is touch sensitive, and it's got aftertouch. The row along the top, again, any of the pads can be reassigned, but the row along the top, we've got some repeats. So we've got a clap, snare repeat, and obviously with the aftertouch, the more you press it, you can slightly change it. Cowbell, tambourine, and another tambourine. Another China crash by the sounds of it. I'm not quite sure what that one is. So we'll get onto this set of, these are registers, we'll get onto these in a future. The other main thing, apart from the kits, is that we have sessions. Now there are a number of sessions. I think we've got 23 in total. I've just picked the pop session, and that's what I've been practicing with. So I've been finger drumming for like I say, 2 days. And I am by no means brilliant. But I thought it would be quite good to be able to show you basically what I've learned. So, and I'm using drum music. I'm using the Trinity Introduction to Drum Kit Part 1. So it's quite a useful, and there are some really good exercises in here. So what we're going to work on is we're going to work on using the hi-hat with the snare and the bass drum. That's what I've been working on. So now the first pattern I've been working on, at first I was working on it like this. I was going hi-hat, snare, hi-hat, bass drum, hi, like that. Now what I found was that I'm actually not hitting, it sounds fine here, but what I'm not doing is sometimes I'm not hitting the bass drum hard enough. And so the other way of doing it is to actually play one hand with playing the hi-hat. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So those are eighth notes. And so we're going to go. Now, if that's a bit challenging when you first start, slow it down. And then what I found is that I pretty soon was able to speed up a bit. And then what I was also doing is, because I'm actually left-hand dominant, and I have tried it. You can switch everything over. This is set to a right hand for a right-handed person. But I play guitar right-handed. I'm a piano player, so although this is my dominant hand, I didn't want to actually change it. One of the things you can do is you can play it in reverse. So I can play hi-hat with this hand and the snare, and so it's. And that's how I've been learning. So I've been doing it with one hand and then trying it with another. Now, if we go back to if we look at the patterns here, and we're going to use the sessions, I've got it set to session mode rather than just on the kit. As we go on, we'll look at the other things as well. But and there's a built-in click in there and things like that. So what we can do is we have an intro. And then we have a start, and then you can select these in any order, but you have to select them. Now there may be a way of changing them, but I haven't worked that out yet. But so what I'm going to do, like I said, this is going to be quite a short video, and I'm going to use that pattern. So the pattern's going to be hi-hat and bass drum, hi-hat on its own, hi-hat and snare, hi-hat on its own, and back to the hi-hat and the bass drum, and that's going to sound like this, hopefully. So 1, 2. And like I said before, if that becomes slightly challenging, slow it down. And that's the only pattern I'm going to work on at the moment, and we'll look at other patterns in future videos. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to use the session just to have a quick run through, just to finish off. So I've set it to intro first, and then we'll start, and then you'll see me select the different patterns. Okay, so oops, actually one of the things that is worth it, you can solo the drum part on its own with this. So you can work to that if you wanted to. And I put both the drums and the backing in, or the melody parts, but you can also do it with a drum mute. So that's the way that I'll play it. So I'm not playing that pattern, I'm playing this very simple pattern. Now it's at 165 beats per minute. If we need to slow that down, what we can do is we can hit click, and that will take us into tempo, and I can slow it down that way. Turn the click off. exit. There we go. So that slowed it down to about 145. Let's see what that sounds like in terms of a main pattern. That's probably okay. Right, so let's give this a go. So that gives you a rough idea. So yes, I made a few mistakes in there, and yes, the bigger issue is probably having to change these patterns while you're still playing. Now, if you play it just with one hand, then you've got a bit more freedom. So you would be playing hi-hat and bass drum, so like that. And then you've got freedom to be able to change these. But like I said, that didn't quite work for me. I was much happier doing so. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers now. Bye bye.